You're listening to the DSW podcast with James Ledger.
Yeah, I just want to echo what Simon said. I was walking around the room and heard some fantastic conversations had with people here and organisations and national government bodies speaking to each other as well. So it's an amazing event, and I'm so happy to be here. Which brings me on to my final guest. I'm gutted. I've really enjoyed today so far, but this guest is a truly inspiring young lady. She's had a huge influence and impact on sport and disability sport in Wales. She's a former member of the National Youth Board for Disability Sport Wales, and she is currently the Youth Sport Trust Project Officer. So, can you give it up for Chloe Jordan? Thank you so much for joining us, and I know you're wearing a few hats today, so thank you for joining me on stage. So, can we start from the beginning, because you've been in sport a very long time now. Like, how did you get involved in sport, and where did your journey start?
Yeah, so I played hockey. That is my sport. I know there's hockey players in the room. And yeah, that's where I started and just loved it. Was quite sporty growing up. My parents tried to put me into everything, but really loved hockey. But for me, my root's gone not playing. I don't play currently anymore. Just really fell in love with youth leadership volunteering and just volunteering in general. I would try and get involved with as much as possible. So I started as a young ambassador for Hockey Wales and for the Youth Sport Trust and Sport Wales when I was 12 years old. And yeah, they can't get rid of me. I now look after the National Youth Panel for the Young Ambassadors. So yeah, I'm now working it. So it's taken I'm 22 now, so it's been 10 years, which is nice. And yeah, I just progressed through the levels. So for anyone who doesn't know the Young Ambassador Program, it starts off at bronze, and then you go up to silver, gold, platinum. Then you become part of the steering group. And yeah, my journey just didn't end there. I just kept going really and get involved as much as I could.
And that's right. And I spoke to Tani in the break actually, and we were chatting about the emphasis on, it's not just about being a sports person, is it? It's, without the volunteers and the administrations, sport wouldn't be what it is, would it?
Absolutely not. And I think that's why I loved it so much is, whilst, I enjoyed playing and the competitive element, once I started volunteering and meeting so many amazing people and friends, I realized that there was a whole nother world that I didn't really see, and it helped me decide what I want to go into in the future. But yeah, it's just a different culture, that all the coaches, the umpires, or hockey, so umpire or refs. But also, even if they didn't want to be involved in anything like that, you've got the social media, so even that comes into it, or just trying to advocate for whatever you're passionate about in sport. So yeah, there's so many roles to get involved with, and it opens so many doors for me.
Absolutely, and you mentioned the Young Ambassador Programme, and I feel like that programme's been around for years and has been a figurehead of many schools across Wales. Now, what is next for the programme?
Yeah, so we've got a really exciting year ahead. In September, we'll be launching the new vision for Young Ambassadors. It hasn't really changed since 2010 or 12 when it first launched. So really, really exciting, complete refresh. Structure will still be the same, but really starting to target some specific areas around inequality in sport in Wales, and just really diversifying the programme.
That's great. And back to you, Chloe. You've had some amazing opportunities through sport. Can you just touch upon some of the ones that stand out in your mind?
So that's a really hard question. I wasn't prepared for that one. I've been really lucky through all the volunteering, and especially within the hockey space, that I get to travel across Europe now, promoting what we do in Wales and Youth Voice. And just learning about, actually, it's a lot bigger than Wales. I think we think, I was in my small area. I'm from RCT, so I was in my small little area thinking, this is quite small, this is quite nice. So now you go across Europe and take so many learnings from places like, I would never have known of at the time. So one in particular is the European Youth Festival. It's actually happening next week in Germany, so I'm very excited to go. But that for me was a real turning point. because we all went there as about 38 people from all over Europe, and just realizing that we all had the common goal, even though we were from so many different backgrounds, that we just wanted young people to have a voice in sport. So thankfully that was in 2017, and it's still happening now. So yeah, that would probably be a big highlight for me.
And that's amazing. It just highlights, not all opportunities are comfortable. Sometimes the most uncomfortable opportunities are the most rewarding, aren't they? And I think my next question for you, Chloe, is, you're here today at this event. Now, how important, not just for young people, but national governing bodies and organisations like yourself, how important are events like this?
So important. And already today I've spoken to a lot of the key stakeholders in the room around what we do for young leaders and young people in general, and just learning from each other. I think we're all trying to do very similar things, but we're not talking. And it's just getting everyone in a room to go, what are you doing? What works well? Where can we support each other? It's amazing to be able to see so many people that are really wanting to make a difference in the sport. And specifically for me, like disability sport, we really want to, we've been working together on trying to diversify and make sure our program is inclusive as possible. So this is a perfect opportunity to learn and do so. Absolutely.
And what advice, because you've been a sports person, but you've also been on the other side of sport as well. What advice would you give to the young people in the room today?
I think that the last 2 points were definitely just take any opportunity. So if I was trying to think of a different one to that, I would say don't be afraid to push a little bit. Use your voice, challenge, ask questions. I think definitely as young people, we're thinking, oh, well, they're not going to listen. But try and be as optimistic as possible that actually they want to hear what you have to say, and that's only how change is going to happen. Just don't be afraid to, it's awkward, definitely, if you're trying to challenge. But there's going to be someone there that, has the same idea of you or might back you up. So, just go for it, use your voice.
And just on using your voice, you've sat on a few boards as a young person. How important is it to have young panels across organisations and national governing bodies?
Yeah, so important. I think, not everyone has the resources to do a full program like the Young Ambassadors, and we know we're not going to make you do that. But even just having a group of young people that if you're creating a program, go to them, see what they think. Something as simple as that can make them feel so involved and actually tailor to the generation that's coming through in sport. Even if you don't, make sure you do. And I think get within that panel is making it as diverse as possible. So yeah.
Great answer. And like Fumi and Libby, I spoke to you a few days ago, set you a task of bringing something that symbolises opportunity to you. And I know you brought something pretty special.
Yeah, it was quite hard. I don't drive, so I was like, right, what can I carry? Because from every event that I've done over the years, I've always kept something. So I've got 2 boxfuls of just like lanyards, anything like that with my name on it, because that's quite special. So I've moved away from that now because I realise I'm running out of storage. So something that's really special to me is my bracelets. So I wear them every day, don't take them off. And I collect charms of the different countries that I get to go to volunteering, or things that are special to me, and things that symbolize things in my life. Actually, someone in the room gave me a charm, Alice. She gave me one that said friends on it for my birthday one year. And to me, that represents like all the people I meet volunteering and all the friends that I get to make. So yeah, I don't take them off, and slowly they're getting more filled. But it's great to see.
Amazing. I'm excited to see what charm ends up on that bracelet next.
Yeah,
what will
I'll
it be,
have
do
to
you
think.
Amazing. No, Chloe, thank you so much for joining us today and joining me on the podcast, but also being here as part of Youth Sport Trust as well. I think, I could speak for everyone in the room. We're really excited to see where this young Youth Sport Trust project goes and our YA program, and it's going to be really exciting. So I can't wait to see where that goes. So again, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Chloe Jordan.